Israel has been kidnapping children for decades. Huge numbers simply vanish without a trace. Girls and boys snatched from their homes, disappearing into a system the outside world barely acknowledges. And the most shocking part? The world has largely turned a blind eye, ignoring the patterns, the victims, and the networks that enable this to continue unchecked.
You might have heard about children in Gaza going missing, kidnapped by Israeli soldiers. It's so evil it sounds utterly absurd. But Israel's done this kind of thing before. I'm talking about a mass kidnapping that happened when Israel declared itself a state, when thousands of children disappeared and never returned. But they weren't Palestinian, they were Jewish.
It started as a rumor. Later on, it became a myth.
What is considered to be one of the largest cover-ups in the history of Israel.
This horrific crime and its cover-up tell us everything we need to know about Zionism.
Did you know that a massive elite paedophile ring was exposed in Israel this year? It involves senior political figures, top police officials, and prominent business leaders. Toddlers, young girls, and women were tortured and abused. The scale of the crime, spanning decades, is nothing short of horrific.
First, it was Epstein, a billionaire pedophile with a private island, a list of elite friends, and a suspicious death. Now, a shocking scandal, air quotes because isn't really that shocking, is breaking in Israel, where survivors are now exposing an alleged elite abuse network involving police, educators, doctors, and politicians. Shocker. And the worst part is the details of this story are eerily similar to the Epstein saga. However, there is a very creepy, ritualistic, spiritual twist.
Putin has been warning the world that Israel is running the largest adrenochrome and trafficking network involving children, but the mainstream media has chosen to suppress the knowledge. Why? Because this is dangerous territory. There's a reason everyone who dared to report on Alexandrovich is now facing serious pressure and real threats to their safety.
I'm not suicidal, and if anything happens to me, it's not an accident.
If any harm comes to us, it was definitely Israel.
I'm an American. I'm proud to be an American. I'm not an Israeli. There's no law on the books that indicates that I have to support Israel in any way, shape, or form. Over the weekend, I noticed that I have become a target of one of these pro-Israeli groups. It's a shadowy group, doesn't disclose who it's funded by. It's called Canary Mission.
So now there's a pro-Israel group inside America that is encouraging death threats against Americans. Well, you came to the wrong place, brothers and sisters. I'll double down what Anna said. If any harm comes to us, it was definitely Israel. Not one person from mainstream media will cover this. Not one government official will care. If you're threatening to murder Christians or Muslims or anyone else in this country, they don't care.
No, they don't.
They don't. But if you insult someone who's pro-Israeli,
Right now, we're hearing from a member of the Nevada Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, somebody who was in the room when it all went down. What they uncovered was beyond anything they were trained for, truly horrific, and the kind of operation that should never exist. He and his colleagues are rightly terrified for their lives, but they're speaking out anyway, exposing how the sting was sabotaged and why the people trying to stop these crimes have become the ones under threat.
All right, so here's how it all went down. We had intel on 8 guys, all heavy hitters in their own right. Sex predators, traffickers, classic sting setup. Lured them to meet underage kids. Phones tapped, cars tailed, every move tracked. One by one, we popped them, booked them clean. From the outside, just another run-of-the-mill bust. You know the drill. Lure them, cuff them, book them, move on. Sometimes it feels like whack-a-mole. But once we started digging through the digital evidence, holy shit. That's when the whole thing went off the rails. This wasn't just your typical child exploitation case. We're talking adrenochrome, trafficking rings, stretching across continents. People flying in, paying top dollar for the worst stuff you can imagine. And Vegas? Sure, it's Sin City, but the shit we saw, it's darker than anything most folks could even begin to believe. You remember the Vegas shooting? People chalk that up to random chaos. But out here, chaos is business as usual. The underworld has veins, networks you wouldn't believe. The tunnel system under the strip, massive. Some parts are fully livable. People actually live down there. Makes policing the city a nightmare. VIP hotels, private casinos, high roller suites, all connected. Elites fly in and indulge their sickest fantasies under cover of darkness, and they need a constant supply of fresh meat. You think this shit just appears out of nowhere? Where do you think these kids come from? Where do you think the blood they're drinking comes from? For years, we'd hear whispers, rumors, that Israel was moving a big chunk of this stuff. Hell, even I didn't believe it. Nobody did. But now, after seeing it with my own eyes, there's no denying it. We had files, flight manifests, encrypted messages, payment records, stone-cold proof. And just when the operation was getting traction, boom, 3 other agencies swoop in. Feds, intelligence types, the U.S. Attorney's Office, you name it. Phones start going dark. Computers locked. Evidence starts disappearing while we watch. Agents panicking like we'd never seen. One of our guys literally walked into a server room, and the shit that was happening there. Files being shredded, hard drives pulled, internal communications redacted, all to protect this guy and the network he was tied to. And man, some of those agents, straight up arrogance, acting like they owned the city, protecting these elites. One of them actually said, "Don't worry, kid, this isn't your circus." And the perp, day 1, he's jittery, scared. By day 2, he's cocky as hell, starts walking around like he owns the place. And then, bam, gone. Israel, protected. And the whole operation, buried. Our hard work, months of intel, risk, late nights in the heat, gone. All of it. We're talking careers on the line, lives on the line, and the very people we're supposed to be able to trust. The agencies, the federal side, they're playing defense for the predators. That's why I'm looking over my shoulder every damn day. There's more, way more, but I can't reveal it yet. Not safely, not until the right time. Once you see how deep this runs, you realize just talking about it could get you killed.
These aren't just statistics. These are real people, real victims, real children with real parents. Remember Jimmy Julius Corral? One of his victims has come forward to share her story.
Amuna, not her real name, is the person on the other end of the line. She was a little girl when Cairo entered her life.
I was 4 or 5 years old. My mother was on bed rest. My father's a rabbi, so he wasn't really home. He used to come to our house. We used to play games, and then it became sexual. I'm going to give you a cookie because you do it so nicely. It's all about the cookie. It's all about lying, and it's all about being so evil to a little child. He also threatened me. He would kill my parents. He would choke me. He would hurt me. He would kidnap me.
How did that affect you?
A lot. Yeah. It affected my whole life. My whole life is around this sexual abuse and rape. Yeah.
Amuna turned to therapy and art to help deal with the trauma.
This is in my bedroom and my inspiration.
She paints and writes poetry, but she's still angry that it was allowed to happen in the first place.
What are your thoughts on him being able to come to Israel and flee the United States?
It brings up a lot of anger and a lot of frustration towards the Israeli system.
We need your help dismantling a 9,000-year-old paedophile ring. Another generation is being stolen. There are new victims around the world, including in your city every day. Enough is enough. It's time to tear this child trafficking and adrenochrome ring down, root and branch. No hiding, no excuses, no more looking the other way. The time to act is now.